Hey everyone, I am 22 Tiger Dude, and this is going to be my movie review for Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters. It stars Jeremy Renner, Gemma Arterton, Famke Janssen, I think that's her name. She's the actress who was Liam Neeson's wife in Taken 1 and 2. And Thomas Mann from that horrible movie Project X and the decent funny movie Fun Size. So, Hansel and Gretel is based on a fairy tale. It's another one of those dark fairy tale films. It's Hansel and Gretel when they were little. Something happened to their parents, and they one day find this little candy house. And so they get into a witch, and they burn the witch, they defeat the witch, and then Hansel and Gretel just grow up to be witch hunters. In my trailer review, I thought this was going to be a piece of crap movie. I was not looking forward to this movie. It just looked bad. Was it a bad movie? Yeah, it was a bad movie. But, this is weird. It was actually a tad better than I expected. I thought Hansel and Gretel was going to be the worst of the worst. Like, absolute, horrible, horrendous. Like Project X. See what my rating is for Project X. It's the lowest of the low. And Hansel and Gretel, while it is still a bad movie as I expected, it wasn't like horrendously bad, For a bad movie, it was actually watchable. And that's not a compliment I normally get for movies that I consider bad. The reason it's not quite as horrendous as I thought it was going to be was because the action sequences in this movie were so awesome. Whenever there was an action scene, I had fun watching it. It was just so cool to watch. And the makeup on the witches looked cool. Now, does this movie have problems? Yes. First of all, some of the lines in this movie, oh my god. They were so bad, so cheesy, and it was just so plain horrendous. The makeup for the witches, they look cool. It took them 3 to 4 hours to put them on, and I was very impressed by the witches' makeup because they looked ugly. A lot of people say the witches do something like this, like the way they move, and I have to agree on that. The way the witches moved, I just don't find the witches threatening. They were ugly looking, yeah, but just the way they portrayed the witches, it was just so weird. Plus, this story really didn't need to be needed. Jeremy Renner somehow finds his love interest, and I found that to be a bit of an unnecessary plot right there to the whole story. But Gemma Arterton and Jeremy Renner, they were good in this movie. For what Gemma Arterton and Jeremy Renner were brought to this bad script, they did a solid job doing it. Plus, Gemma Arterton, she looked hot. This is the hottest I've seen Gemma Arterton in. And yeah, Jeremy Renner, he was cool holding the gun. Storyline, while bad, it was watchable, I guess. But definitely not a very good movie. It's a crappy movie, but with very fun action sequences. That's how I view Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunter. I was also very impressed by the opening credits from Hansel and Gretel. After the first 5 minutes of Hansel and Gretel being little kids, they go straight to the opening credits. And I was very impressed by the opening credits, the style, the drawings, and even how the movie ended, because I really enjoyed how the movie ended. I thought it had a badass ending, and the visuals in the end credits as well looked awesome. So I'm very impressed by the opening credits and the end credits, just the visuals, the styles. So that impressed me about the movie. This is not a movie to be taken seriously. It is super dumb. It's stupid. It's horribly written. But if you want to watch a movie for the action sequences, go right ahead. It's fun for the action sequences. I had fun whenever there was action sequences, so it was a pretty fun time for a bad movie. It sounds like I'm giving this movie more of a compliment than a rant. It is a crappy movie, but I somehow kinda had fun with it. So, in the end, Hansel and Gretel was a tad better than I expected, but it wasn't saying much, to be honest. But I'm going to rate this movie 1.5 out of 4 stars. Crappy movie, awesome visuals. Subscribe to my channel. Comment below and give me your opinion of the film. like and share this video. I hope you enjoyed this, and don't forget that I will always have